Here is a requested tutorial on how to recreate this stylish dress with bow tie. So to start drafting, I will start with the back pattern of this dress. I'll mark the shoulder to bust and shoulder to waist at the back, then the blouse length. I was not given a blouse length, so just use any blouse length of your choice. Mark your shoulder measurement divided by 2 and come down by 1 inch. I'll mark a basic neckline of 3 inches at this point, then I will connect. So after I'm done connecting, what I will do now is to go ahead to find the armhole line. To get your armhole line is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So what I have here for mine is 7 inches. I will mark. Then after marking, I'll place my ruler and draw out a straight line. After I'm done doing that, I'll place my tape and mark back the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Now I'll place my ruler and connect this all the way up. Place your tape and you're going to divide what you have here into 2 equal parts. Mark the midpoint. Come out by ½ inch. Place your tape and mark the bust measurement divided by 4. Now after marking that, you connect this to the upper part and connect this to the bust measurement divided by 4. You don't really need your armhole curve for the back, but I'm just marking it out. Now the back of this dress has a sheer effect or a smoky effect, so that means you're adding extra 5 inches before your original measurement for the back. Then you draw out a straight line. Now the next thing you need to consider is where this blouse is stopping, whether at the hip point or above the hip. Now if it's touching your hip point, what you will use here is your hip measurement divided by 4 and you will mark. But if the blouse length did not get all the way to the hip, you can use your bust measurement divided by 4 and mark. Now you only need one measurement when you're making a dress that has a sheer effect, which is the largest measurement you have, either your bust line or your hip line. So wherever the blouse touches, if it touches the hip, just know you use your hip measurement divided by 4 and mark this and connect it all the way up. Now if you cut it, you notice you have a blocky shape. So I'll just go ahead and cut this out. After cutting it, we'll give it a slight curve by the side. So what you will do is by the side, come up by 1 inch and you mark, right? So I marked 1.5 inches earlier. What I'll do is to reconnect it. Just go up by 1 inch from the side, just like you see me do, just to give it a slight curve and connect. After this, you just cut it out, and this is the only thing you need to cut for the back of the dress. Now we are going to cut the front. So you're going to mark the shoulder to bust, under bust, shoulder to waist for the front, and also your blouse length. So I was not given a blouse length, so whatever blouse length you're using, go ahead to use that. So you're going to start by marking your shoulder measurement divided by 2 and also come down by 1 inch. So there's no need marking your basic neckline here because that collar is going all the way to the neckline area. So after marking this now, the next step I'll take is to go ahead to find the chest line, which is the bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Then you draw out a straight line there. Now after you're done marking that measurement you have on your shoulder, which is your shoulder divided by 2, go ahead to mark it. Now you're going to place your ruler and you connect it all the way to the upper part. After you're done connecting this, you're going to also place your ruler at that point, that is from your shoulder to your armhole line, and you're going to divide what you have here into 2 equal parts. Come in by ½ inch, place your tape and mark your bust measurement divided by 4. After marking this, connect this to the upper part and connect this to your bust measurement divided by 4. Now let's mark the dart. Measure your nipple to nipple. Whatever you get, divide it by 2. Mark it from the bust, under bust, waist and blouse length. So when I was marking this, I actually made a mistake, so I'll correct it. So your bust dart should get to your bust point. You will come down 1 inch from your bust, but instead of that, I connected it to the under bust and came down by 1 inch. So I'll still go ahead to adjust my dart. I didn't realize this until I was almost done. So I'll mark ½ inch on both sides of my waistline, extend it all the way down. I want to blend out this dart, or you can sew it out. So I'm just using a straight dart so so that I can easily just I can easily sew it out on a straight line. So I'll just go ahead to connect. After that, let's insert our body measurement. Place your tape and mark your bust measurement divided by 4 here. Then add your stitching allowance. So you don't really need much stitching allowance. 1 inch should be okay. By the time you turn it, you have ½ inch to join to that of your back pattern, right? Now the next step you're going to take is to mark your under bust measurement divided by 4, then add your sewing allowance and also add ½ inch to the side of your under bust because of the dart presence of the dart intake we'll be marking much later. Here I'll mark the under bust measurement divided by 4, then pick the dart intake, replace and add 1 inch for stitching. Mark your hip measurement divided by 4, replace your dart intake and add your stitching allowance. I'll go ahead to place my ruler to connect. After marking this is when I realized that what I will do, just like I said, for your normal dart, it's supposed to stop at your bust line. Like your dart is meant to start towards the bust line area, then you come down by 1 inch, right? Then what I will now do is connect this ½ inch on both sides of my pattern. So this is what I have. So you're going to either sew this out or blend it out if you want to, right? So anyone that is okay for you, you can use that. If you want an entire dartless pattern, you blend it out, but if you don't want that, you can just stitch your dart at the front of the dress. Now I'll mark the bust dart. To get your bust dart is the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. For example, the shoulder to waist in front is 17 while the back is 16. What you have is 1 inch and you connect it to the nipple point. And I'll just go ahead to extend this line here, right? So what I'll do is by the side, I'll also come up by 1 inch, just like we did for the front of this, for the back of the dress, and I'll connect. Now I also readjusted the front, but let's go ahead to cut this out. While cutting out, please go ahead to blend your bust dart. Then after cutting this, I'll go ahead to cut that of the neckline area and adjust the hemline. So this that I have on this side, I'll also go ahead to transfer it on the other side, but I'll be doing that off the camera. So what I will do is just to notch it so that I'll know where to mark my dart. So after marking it, this is what I have. Now we're going to readjust or alter this pattern to give us the design we are going for. At the lower part of this dress, I will add an extension. This is for that side that has an opening, right? So from this dart leg now, I will come in by ½ inch. Then you decide where you want it to start, the opening, but come down a bit from your waistline. Then you extend it down. Then I'll come down by 1 inch here, slant it into the actual waistline of what we have. Now on the other side of the dress, we are still going to adjust it too. From this side, the opening we have here is wider, so you can come in by 1.5 here, and I will come down still by 1 inch and connect. Then this is what we have here. I'll use my marker to go ahead to extend or adjust this. Now this is what I have for the lower part of the dress. Now for the upper part, you're going to place your tape from the center, come down to where you want the neckline of this dress to start, connect it to the armhole and connect it to the other side of the armhole. So in case you have gaping, you can add a dart to the sides and blend out the darts. If not, just go ahead to connect. So from here, I'm marking out like 2.5 inches. That's 1.2 inches on both sides. So from here, I'll reduce it to 1 inch and on the other side I'll also reduce it. I marked 1.25, but I reduced it later, right? Because the main tie on it is meant to be wider and it should cover this area, so it shouldn't be something that is too much here. I'll go ahead to cut here out first. Another thing you want to do is to close up your dart. You're going to close up your dart, then cut this out. So I'm going to cut this out this way. You now stitch your dart. You now have that opening. You're going to close up your buzz dart, right? Close up your buzz dart, then stitch your dart legs going all the way down. So you also stitch this too, or you can just close it up if you don't want to stitch it. So the next step now is to go ahead to determine the measurement of your tie for the dress. From here now to here is from your upper chest line to the neckline area. So you are going to measure around your neck. You need this measurement to know how fitted you want your tie area to be. Another measurement is to place from the neckline, from the upper part to the lower part, determine how long you want the tie to be. What I have here is 21 inches. So you also measure around your neckline like I did. What I have is about 16.5. You're going to add those two measurements together. If you notice, I trimmed out this part. I reduced it a bit so that when the main tie overlaps it, it will not be showing just like your regular tie. Now what I'll do is to add an extension, which is the round neck measurement. I got 16 inches and the total length of the tie. Total I have about 36 or extra 37 inches, so that is what I will add to what I have here already. After you're done getting the actual length, you can go ahead to cut this from this place. Your tie differently, sew the lower part and then join the tie to the lower part of the dress. So at this upper part, I will trim here. Just like your tie, we have that smaller part, then at the end or towards the lower part of the tie is wider, so you just trim here off. I didn't use a particular measurement because I don't really know the measurement for a tie. You can actually check if you have a tie at home to use that, right? So I'll come up by 2 inches from the side. I'll find the midpoint. For the wideness I use 3.5 inches. I'll connect this here, then connect on the other side. I'll also come up by 2 inches. I'm trying to create that sharp edge that you normally have on your tie, right? So I'll just blend here in, so that this part will be the tie area that is going all the way down. Now the good thing about this is that if you place it and tie it around your neck, if the length is too much for what you cut out, you can always go ahead to readjust the length of the tie, right? I'll go ahead to cut out this excess that I have here. So this is what I have. Now all you have to do is, after making your dress, you join the back to it. Now you're going to make not the tie around your neckline. That is why you measured round your neckline area, how you want it to be. So you now fold this way, wrap it over this way. After wrapping it, you can just pass it through to knot your tie. I don't really know how to knot a tie. I had to like watch little videos on it. So just go ahead to knot the tie to give it that tie effect we have at the front part of the dress. So this is what you'll be having. So if you're really good at knotting a tie, you can easily do this. Just go ahead to wrap it. You can wrap it 2 times and then pass it through this way and then drag it. Now this upper part will be sitting at the upper part of your neckline. So if you have any questions so far regarding this dress, please kindly go ahead to ask. So now let me go ahead to remove the tie. just like I said, I want to like explain the lower part of this dress. For this style, just like I said, you can go ahead to cut it out. Then when you're making the dress, you just attach it, sorry, to that part, and then go ahead to knot your tie. So just in case you don't understand what I did, I just got this little rope. All you have to do is wrap it up this way, pass it through here, and drag it to create that kind of knot effect, giving you something that looks like a tie. So that is how it was achieved. Another thing you want to do is, if you look at the dress, there's an overlap at the upper part. So you want to mark out the area where you'll be placing that, or it was cut and joined, or it was placed on the upper part of the dress when sewing, right? So you can sew out your that, cut out your fabric, and overlay it on the dress, right? So what I'll do now is I'm going to trace out the area I want to mark that out. So I'm not using my tracing wheel, just in case you don't have a tracing wheel. I'm just showing you a simple way that you can easily trace it with your pattern. Just draw out the area where you want it to be. So I'll also go ahead to cut out the other side. So now what I'll do is, you're going to turn this, place it on the main fabric. After you're done sewing your dart, you just place it, now turn with your lining when you're turning this side together. So I'll cut this collar area, then you now join it back.